This is episode 74 of the Rise Up Podcast. We're a morning radio show hosted by Steve, Terese, and Tim on Family Life, a network of stations across New York and Pennsylvania. Our podcast is a weekly conversation that will help you think and grow in your faith. If you haven't already, subscribe today so you don't miss a single episode, and find out more about our show at familylife.org.
Coffee? Check. Music? Check. Fun and encouragement? Check and check. It's Rise Up with Steve, Terese, and Tim on Family Life.
We all have the same number of hours every day. The only difference is how we choose to spend them.
Ooh.
We're Steve, Terese, and Tim from the Rise Up Morning Show. How do you spend your free time?
All right, free time. Now, I'm going to define for me free time.
Oh, good point. Define that.
Yeah, because free time, because the first thing I look at, I think of like, okay, free time. Well, free time isn't like spending time with God or the reading the Bible, because that's not free. That's part of your daily thing.
Sure.
Or going to the gym might be the thing I think of free time. It's like, well, no, that's not free time for me. That's something I put in my schedule every day or whatever. So now I'm thinking, all right, what's my free time? And I used to feel guilty about this, but I don't anymore. So don't throw any guilt on me. I love watching TV. And so whether that be, I love sports, like to watch sports, like to watch TV shows. And I have found over the years, the reason I don't feel guilty anymore is because, God can speak to you through your interests and, and your heart. And so, I know that's my interest. God obviously knows it's my interest. And I find so many things over the years. I can find so many things that, I bring to life, I bring on the radio, I bring to whatever through those times, my free time. I enjoy, I relax, I get away, I take a deep breath and get into a TV show, get into a game, get into whatever. So, yeah, I would say that would be on top of my list as the number one thing I do in my free time, and I enjoy it.
And I like it that way.
No shame in that game.
I think that's fair to say, Steve, like watching TV. I'm thinking about for free time for my wife, Trinity, and I, it's basically, okay, baby's asleep. Can we catch an episode of Jeopardy? Like, we used to always love to watch Jeopardy, and that's one of the things we have time for. Like, can we make a little more progress on our movie that we've been going through? Because yes, we're those people who chop movies up into sections and watch them day after day sometimes. Because you got to watch it when you've got time, and you might not have a whole 2.5 or 3 hours like they make movies these days. I'm gonna say though, my free time. What am I gonna do most often with that free time? It's going to be I walk my dog Shasta and I make a phone call. I like it because I get to do both those things together. Like, the dog needs the walk anyways, and I love getting to spend time with him. But then when I'm out there and I'm outside and it's a nice day, I get to talk to somebody, connect to somebody. And I'm really somebody who just conversations are what I mark life by. Those are like my milestones. Like, when was the last really good conversation I had? Or like a relationship with somebody is like, what have we been talking about lately? Conversations are such a big thing for me. And I love to talk with one friend of mine in particular from college who his job, he's a doctor, like a medical doctor. So anything I hear from him about his daily routine is 180 degrees different from anything I do in my life or my daily routine. So everything's interesting. It's like, wow, you did a surgery today? And I'm like, talking to you the same day you performed surgery. It's like kind of just this mental exercise of getting into somebody else's life. They do something so differently. But then those interests that we share, because we're buddies, we go back to college.
I saw
together.
a good TV show about. Oh, never mind.
I've watched one on TV before. Yeah, it's totally like just when you just get to talk to somebody who does something different than you. I find that fascinating, and just to get to keep up a relationship over phone calls, because we do live in different places, and to be able to kind of keep that up in my free time where we still have a ongoing relationship because of that. And then also just the immense impact on my life that those phone calls while walking the dog have had when I need prayer, when I need advice, when I just kind of need to know what a friend thinks about what I'm going through. Talking like that with my brothers or with my mom or anybody who's close to me, just getting to have those conversations. That's, again, really the thing that, like, wow, getting to do that in my free time has been such a benchmark for me in my life that I kind of don't know where I'd be without those really special conversations.
It's funny, when we started talking about free time, there was a part of me that wanted to be like, oh, what free time? Because the reality is that the world we live in now, we like fill every single minute with something. There's like this need to always be, rushing to the next thing, that somehow that's a mark of your success or your productivity. And so I find that my free time has to be blocked out, because if I wait to have the free time, it's just not going to happen. I'll just fill it with something else. There's always something in the house that needs to be cleaned or something like that. And I wish that I could say it's something, really deep, like reading a book, or you guys know that I've been trying to do more painting lately. And yeah, I've dabbled in some acrylics, but that's not what I really love to do with my free time. The time that I block out to be free, I go to lunch with my friends. Sometimes
Nice.
I'll just, and I try maybe once a week, once every other week, to just pick a friend and go to lunch, and some of my friends who homeschool or who have flexible work schedules. And what I love about a late lunch, first of all, with my work schedule, it's okay for me to, meet somebody out for lunch, but it's not something that infringes on my family time. Like, it doesn't take me away from family dinner or spending time with my husband after his work day. But we all have relationships en masse right now. We're constantly connected on Facebook or texting, but I find that none of those conversations, kind of like you, Tim, get to the depth of my soul. And that's where I know I need to be fed. I don't think that seeing someone in passing at church would constitute a good friendship, or someone who always comments and likes your stuff online would constitute a good friendship. A good friendship to me is a heart sharing that goes on, where you can say, man, here's something that I really struggled with, or something that's going on with my family, and where you can hear the same from them and be able to put some perspective on it. And it also gives us an opportunity by meeting up with each other to create moments. And so maybe it's not lunch. Maybe we go shopping or go do something, but I have to be very deliberate in keeping those friendships going, because otherwise they just go away and then you're left feeling really alone and isolated. And so I try to block out time for my girlfriends, because those relationships matter to me. Mostly just one-on-one. I'm a one-on-one kind of person. It's the introvert side of me that just feeds off of having single conversation. There is this small group of friends that I have, but we are very purposeful in our get-togethers. We will only go to the grocery store together, and not our regular grocery store. We go to like a really cool grocery store that's like 30 minutes away that we wouldn't go to on a regular weekly basis, but we just will go there together. And sometimes we'll have dinner, and sometimes we'll just go to the store. But it's like we combine an errand with like getting together. But for the most part, my meaningful free time moments are those one-on-one conversations over a good meal with a good friend.
Man, that's pretty meaningful. Both of me, Tim spending time with his doctor friend, Terese spending time at the grocery store that they don't normally go to. All those are great, meaningful times. And by the way, would make great TV shows.
Okay, you'd watch them?
Don't hit the snooze button. Come join us. It's Rise Up with Steve, Terese, and Tim on Family Life.
I've gotten to that age. Maybe we've all gotten to that age. I don't know. You start to like look ahead, kind of scroll ahead in your calendar, like, what do we have going on this weekend? And then you're like, oh, this is going to be the best weekend ever. I can't be the only one. I look ahead and I see Saturday and I see Sunday and I see nothing.
There you go.
Like, oh man, this is going to be the best weekend ever. And it's not like we do big projects or go on adventures or anything. We're just like, I get to just be at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is good.
If you're looking for fun, hope, and encouragement, you've come to the right place. This is Rise Up with Steve, Terese, and Tim on Family Life.
Well, top of the morning to you on Rise Up on Family Life. So, Tim, did you run into any of your relatives over there?
No. Wow. Well, it was, and first of all, I got to let you know, Steve, that they don't actually say top of the morning to you in Ireland.
Nobody
where
says that.
Our family, that's where our family was so blessed to get to spend some time last week. It was unforgettable and amazing. We did get to get over there to Ireland. And wow, we were so excited because we didn't see any family, but it was so cool just to see the place where, the last name Powers comes from that island, and people were excited to see her. Oh, that's cool to hear that's your surname and you're here visiting us. We're excited about that. Ahead of time, I got to tell you, we were really, really nervous about the driving situation. They drive on the left.
Oh,
we say the wrong side of the road, but it's, for them, it's the right side of the road, but the wrong side for us driving on the left. And wow, I've got to tell you both, neither of you have ever, well, Terese, you have once, I think, had the opportunity of being in a car that I'm driving. And
why is she laughing? Why are you laughing?
I thought it was like a new amusement park ride.
I'm not a crazy driver by any means. I'm pretty cautious because I'm easy to confuse left, right.
So that would be scary to be driving on the other side of the road.
Right, and it's like everything, or should I say left, because everything is opposite of what I'm used to, and there's all these roundabouts. And
so how'd you do?
I actually did really well. I drove over there. It was almost like I was meant to be there where left is right and right is left. And my wife was like, no offense or anything, Tim, but I think you're a better driver over here in Ireland than you are back home in the States.
when things are opposite.
Yeah, I think my wife and I agree. I'm a better driver on the wrong side of the road.
Well, bottom of the morning to you then.
Right.
We're giving out smiles that you can wear all day. This is Rise Up on Family Life.
I'm over here just waving my beige flag. You've heard of white flags, like surrender, right?
Yeah.
And then red flags.
Danger.
You might have seen these, right? Danger. These kind of going viral online. Like if there's a relationship situation that's like, whoa, warning, that's a red flag, right? But beige flags are kind of a step down for that. Like they sort of just blend in, but it's like that should be noted. It's not an immediate cause for concern, but it's something that makes you take pause as you're getting to know someone. For example, Steve, every day, 7:40 a.m. has yogurt and banana.
Yes,
oh, he's a consistent fellow, isn't he?
Yeah, so it's sort of like,
That's
okay.
Noted.
That's a thing. Not good, not bad, but all right.
Okay, it's beige.
Okay.
Timothy believes that the Sasquatch is real.
And you're saying this is a potential problem?
I'm just saying it's like, interesting.
All right.
All right. Okay. All right. Now, I don't really think I have any beige flags. P.S. Everyone has a beige flag. And if your significant other does not have a beige flag, that's a red flag.
That's right.
Okay.
You're not late. You're right on time. And we're glad you're here. This is Rise Up on Family Life.
I finally made a decision. It took me a while, a hard and fast decision.
Ooh. Oh, boy.
I know sometimes I'm not opinionated on many things, but I have decided I'm going to boycott cardigans and leotards.
Oh, okay, leotards,
like
but
together?
Cardigans.
Well, wait a minute.
Together.
Well, wait a minute. Am I talking about the thing or the person? All of those things that I just mentioned are named after people.
Like cardigans and leotards?
Charles Boycott.
Oh, Boycott.
He was a guy who treated people wrong, and people weren't going to go work for him. So they decided to boycott.
Wow.
They boycotted.
Yeah, and then there's the Earl of Cardigan, who you can imagine what he liked to wear.
Oh, that guy's my guy.
Yeah, Earl of Cardigan. and Jules Leotard, and he was a dancer, so you guessed that one too.
Right. Okay.
So there you go. All named after people. I love this guy, Earl. There's a lot of Earls out there. Earl of Cardigan.
The cardigan guy, yeah.
Earl of Sandwich.
Yes.
Whose real name is John Montague. So it could be worse. You could have asked after a peanut butter and jelly Montague. Or what's even worse, I'll take that liverwurst Montague. That doesn't sound good at all.
It's a little classier, though, maybe.
The Earl of
It's a
Sandwich.
Montague.
Montague? Oh.
We're going to boycott that, yeah.
I'm not going to wear a leotard, though.
Reminding you that God is in charge today and every day. It's Rise Up with Steve, Terese, and Tim on Family Life.
Monday morning. This is your brain.
Told you there was a storm coming.
Good morning, Family Life. Who's this?
Hi, this is Matt from Altoona, Pennsylvania.
Matt, are you getting older, you think?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, well, the number one indicator apparently is the aches and pains. What's number 2?
How about bad vision?
No.
But I can see what you're saying.
I can see.
No, yeah.
Yeah, see what she did there? Yeah.
Marie from Haskinville.
What do you think, Marie?
Forgetting people's names.
No, that's not it.
Who is this? This is Marie, right?
Thank you, Betty.
Yes.
It's Lori, and it's Mary in PA. If I can remember, it'd be memory.
No,
not quite.
Not it.
Michelle Lane, White Sox, Pennsylvania. Gray hair?
No.
Oh, wow. No, that's in now. You get that in your 20s from your stylist.
Well, all good answers.
Yes.
None the correct answer. Number one indicator of getting older is the aches and the pains. Number 2 is going to bed early and looking forward to it. Going to bed
If you haven't
early.
seen Jeopardy in a while, you're doing it right.
Facing a whole new day is a lot easier when you remember that God is in charge. You're listening to Rise Up on Family Life.